Hi guys, this video is just gonna be a recap of my first trimester because I'm in my second trimester now of pregnancy. And so I just wanted to go over different things with my first trimester to kind of tell you guys about it, how it was, and different symptoms I had, so that basically just kind of like a video to help other women who are pregnant, who are having questions about their own little things, different symptoms that they have with pregnancy. I know for me, it helped a lot to just kind of like watch other people's videos to see and relate to them and think, okay, so that's like something that happens normally, or like that's something that other people go through too. It's just kind of a fun thing to watch when you're pregnant, and so I wanted to make one myself. Also, I wanted to make this for personal reasons of like, I want to have this video to look back on and remember. It's kind of why I'm doing a lot of the pregnancy videos that I'm gonna be doing now, is just because I want the memories. I want to look back on it. And so yeah. I'm starting to get a little bit out of breath nowadays, which is new for me, but so sorry if I sound like I am running a marathon while I'm talking to you, but that's another fun pregnancy symptom. Also, sorry if you shake a little bit. I just wanted to do this video on my bed, so I literally just have you set up on my bed so that I can be comfy and do this video. So, you know, you get this nice little background of my bed, but oh well. So I'm just gonna go over my first trimester, share some symptoms I had, and just like experience with the first trimester of pregnancy. I cannot believe I'm already in my second trimester. We're at the point where we're gonna find out the gender soon, where we're going to start buying things for baby, where I'm starting to show. I've got a little bump now, which is so fun. And I love it. I love every stage. Well, okay, I don't love everything about pregnancy, but I love getting into a new trimester. I love a new stage of pregnancy because it just means I'm closer to holding and being with my baby. But let's get into the video now. First off, I have this little notebook that I've just made. I turned into a pregnancy journey notebook. I have the day we found out about baby, and then I have like names we like, which I'm not going to share with you guys. And then I have a little section of just like telling our families. And then I have all these different weeks of the pregnancy I wrote down for every week. Just like different symptoms. I had created a whole thing where each section, there's a section for cravings, a section for aversions, one for symptoms, a little box for special moments, feelings and thoughts, and then notes. Just because I wanted to have it all. I wanted to be able to really remember everything super well, and so I'm just doing my best to write each week in this. Which reminds me, I wanted to share with you the different things I'm doing, because that's another thing I thought was super fun and exciting about pregnancy, especially where this is my first. I am the type of person who likes to journal, and I like to have things written down or saved in video of different experiences within the experience. And so it was really important to me to write it and to have different things. So I have this journal thing where I've created to write down every week of pregnancy, and like this is more for me. But then I also have this cute journal from my mother-in-law who gave me. It's like a really cute journal where it has all these questions where like this is like the first stage of pregnancy. It gives you the sizing, and then like different things you can write down that are personal, and then it has different check marks you can fill out, like self-care, baby, medical, important events, and all that stuff. And then it has different activities within the thing itself, which I'll show you this activity. One activity was to just kind of do your own little drawing of the nursery, and so I decided I have two different ideas if it's a boy or a girl, and so I did my drawings, which I am not an artist, so don't judge too harshly, but so I did that one where if it's a boy, it's a little like nature, if it's a girl, it's more wildflowers, but I just love this because it is perfect for first-time moms. It gives you lists of things so that I feel like sometimes within the month I'm like, I don't know what I should be doing. Should I be getting certain things now or should I be waiting? And so this kind of helps me to know like what you should do in the month and what isn't necessary to do in the month. Those are the two things that I'm doing for myself to remember pregnancy and to remember all the different things that go on during this time of my life. But then there was one special thing that I don't know, I thought of to do the week I found out I was pregnant. I had never thought about doing this before, and I haven't really seen other women doing this. I mean, I'm sure there are people that do this because it's a pretty common thing, but I myself did not get the idea from someone else and I haven't seen other people doing it. But what I did is I bought this little notebook in New York because that was when we found out, was like the week we went to New York. So I bought this little notebook in New York, and what I do with it is every week Sam and I both write a letter to baby each week. Each page I write the week and the date, and then I just write a little letter on just the one page to my baby. And usually I let it focus on whatever I've been feeling that week. Like some weeks I'll be feeling really close to God, really strengthened by Him. And so then I just feel really strongly that week that I want to just share my testimony with my baby. And so then I'll do that. Other weeks I'll talk about how excited I am to be this child's mom. And other weeks I share like little experiences I've had or some experiences I've had in my life. And it's really just something that I'm not going to give to my kid when it's a little baby. I'm going to give it to my child when they're a teenager or maybe graduating high school or something. But basically, for the beginning of this person's life, every week until this book is filled, we're going to write little letters to our baby. So then obviously it will be filled by the time, like before baby's 1, but it's not necessarily something that like I want to write through their whole life. It's just this book just for the first few stages of their life, because I feel like those stages is it's gonna be so big for me, and I feel like that's where I begin to learn who that child is, who that baby is becoming, and who that baby is going to be. And so I think it's a very pure and a very raw thing to do, to just kind of give your child some love and some memories from a stage they won't remember. You know what I mean? So anyways, this is like my super exciting thing that I'm doing for my baby, that I'm going to give to this beautiful little child whenever I feel is the right time. I'm not really gonna set a specific time to give it to my child, because maybe there's a time in this child's teenage years where they could really use something like this, and that's when I'll give it to them. Or maybe I'll wait till they go off to college and that's when I'll give it to them. Like, there's just, you never know when the right time will be for something like this. And I'd rather, instead of set a specific time for every child to give it to them, instead I'm just gonna give it to them when the time is right. And I'm going to do this for every single child we have, not just this one. Anyways, okay. For starters, when I found out I was pregnant, I was about 4 weeks along by then. I definitely think I'm one of the people that started having symptoms like a week or two after implantation, because it was pretty quick for me. Like I said in my last video about baby, about how Sam and I thought we were pregnant before taking a test because of all the symptoms I had. It was a lot. And so then like the week before we found out was really when I started writing them down and thinking about them, because that's when I was suspicious. But it was like I was tired all the time. I had to pee all the time, especially at night. That's the thing, is I never wake up in the night to pee. But then it was like every night I was waking up to go pee, which was really weird for me. So, you know. I was super hungry all the time, but I also at the same time didn't want specific things. Like I really wanted meat and I wanted vegetables and I wanted just like that hearty or good nutritious food, but I didn't want any treats or any candy or anything like super sugary, I guess I would say. And then my girls were on fire. Like they hurt, and I had always heard other people saying how it would be the case, like that it would hurt, but I didn't kind of realize what that meant for me, because I was like, I don't know how I will be when I'm pregnant, but for me, I definitely dealt with that. And I was one of those people that I hated wearing a bra because it just was driving me crazy. It's like just a week ago that they started finally not bugging me so much, not being so sensitive. And so now they're finally like getting back to good, but for that first trimester, they hurt. Each week I had these different things that I was craving, different things that I didn't want. And for the first while, like I said, it was meat, it was like pickles. I loved pickles so much. I just wanted a ton of pickles. And it was like I said, vegetables, meat, fruit, all that stuff. And I just really wanted that, but I didn't want any treats, like I said before. And that was the case for, I want to say the first like month, 2 months, I would say, of my pregnancy. The first 2 months, the first 8 weeks-ish, I was just not feeling the treats. And then even after 8 weeks, for a little bit, I would eat, like I started eating more treats and wanting more treats, but still not my normal amount. I also noticed I was starting to get really moody. Like any little thing that bugged me, instead of being able to just contain it and get over it, I feel like I would just snap. Poor Sam was being snapped at every day for the dumbest things because I just couldn't help it. I just really got crazy. I don't know. I got emotional, which that hasn't gone away. Now, at least I'm not as snappy and as irritated. It feels like it shifted from being irritated to more just being emotional in the fact where I just cry all the time, which is awesome. The entire month of January, I slept in until about noon every day, and then, because, you know, just how it works. Like, if I didn't sleep in till like 10, 11, noon, I would take a nap because I just could not get through the day because I'd be so exhausted. And then by the time 9 o'clock hit at night, I would feel so exhausted again, like I'm just so ready for bed. Like I had a super long day of just going and going, when really I just slept and then relaxed and did stuff in my bed. But I have definitely been hanging out in bed a lot more lately than normal for myself because I got so tired. And my whole first trimester, I was so tired, and I didn't not feel tired. Like I didn't start feeling that energy come back until I would say week 14. As far as nausea goes, I was not, I never threw up. So that was beautiful. I feel very grateful because I know some women cannot get through a day without throwing up in their first trimester or even their whole pregnancy. But for me, I have not thrown up once, which I don't know. Maybe I'm afraid of throwing up, so my body just decides not to, but I just don't throw up very often in my life, and then in my pregnancy I haven't thrown up at all. But also, I will say with that, I have had a lot of nausea. Like I've had it where if I don't eat, I feel sick, and so I've had to just eat snacks all day long because if I don't, I feel so sick. And I know most women are like how they have to have their saltines or their like just crackers by their bed. But for me, starting in like December, I genuinely could not eat the crackers, like just the bland foods. That was something weird for me that started to be a food aversion where I started to like I hated any bland food. So like if it was a cracker with some, I don't know, good dip with it that had a lot of flavor, then it was great. But if it was just a plain cracker, it was disgusting to me. And any bland food, I just hated. It was so gross. I wanted the flavor and I wanted lots of flavor, but not too sweet of flavor. And so I don't know, the crackers was not it for me. And then another thing I will talk about too is with, I guess, growing, like my belly and everything, with all that, I definitely, like, it was pretty quick for me. Like, I would say, honestly, not long after I found out I was pregnant, honestly, even before I found out I was pregnant, my clothes, I think I was just like bloated where my clothes just felt uncomfortable if I had any pressure or if I had like tighter pressure on my waist. I just felt so uncomfortable, and that kind of added to me feeling sick. And so basically my whole pregnancy, I have lived in sweatpants and leggings and dresses and jumpsuits, or like clothes that doesn't have a lot of pressure here. And then the further I went into my first trimester, I was like not even enjoying the sweats or anything, and I would just want to wear basically just a dress or something where it has no pressure on my stomach rather than some pressure. I guess if that makes sense. Any pressure at all just felt awful some days because it wasn't fun. And so yeah, I've definitely grown. I've definitely cannot wear and do not wear any of my jeans. Like, I have not worn jeans since New York, I think. Like, since the end of November, I have not worn jeans because they're so uncomfortable. So then, I guess my third month of my first trimester, the end of my first trimester, I noticed like things starting to change where my food cravings changed, where I was craving, like all I wanted was Mexican food for meals. Like, I just loved a good burrito or a good taco. I just really love the Mexican food, crave it, want it all the time. And then another one that's kind of funny for me is Reese's Puffs and like peanut butter things. Like, Reese's Puffs is the main one. We have bought a box of Reese's Puffs I think every week because I eat Reese's Puffs basically every day. And then my other big go-to is waffles with peanut butter and syrup, and that's all that's on them, just waffle, peanut butter, syrup. And that is another go-to for me that I've eaten almost every day as well because they're just so good. Like, I don't know what it is, but that peanut butter with that chocolate is really good to me, and that's why I love the Reese's Puffs. But then just really the peanut butter itself is so good. And so yeah, I've been eating a lot of peanut butter things, especially Reese's Puffs and peanut butter covered waffles. And then my other one is like ramen and SpaghettiOs. I don't know why, but for lunch, I've really loved having ramen and SpaghettiOs daily, like especially ramen. And then the things I've hated, like really hated for a while as far as food goes, is eggs. I can't stand eggs. Like, it's just really hard for me to eat and enjoy. I really just don't like eggs right now. And then yogurt and cheese. I can't stand yogurt and cheese. Their taste is just weird to me. They always taste sour or like they've gone bad. But then milk is something I've been drinking a lot more of, where I like can't do the cheese and the yogurt, but we've had to buy a gallon of milk for just me every week, and lately it's been like we buy a gallon of milk and I can't even get through the full week, and so then we'll have to buy another gallon of milk within that week because I am just downing the milk. I don't know, it's weird, but I love milk and I want it all the time and just with everything. And then the other thing I've been hating is drinks that are too sweet. That's been my entire pregnancy. I just can't do any drink that tastes too sweet. So like if my chocolate milk is too sweet, can't do it. If like a strawberry lemonade is too sweet, I can't do it. And any like of the protein drinks or like breakfast drinks that we've tried for me, or even yogurt drinks, all of them have just been too sweet and they've been gross because of that. But yeah, my first trimester was really good. I feel like I had it pretty easy as far as symptoms and dealing with all those different things that you go through. I definitely felt the emotional side of it. I definitely dealt with the food issues. I definitely had a lot of these symptoms, but I don't think mine were too bad, and I don't think my pregnancy was too, or like my first trimester was too bad. I'm glad a lot of the symptoms are subsiding now. I don't feel like the nausea is bad. I don't feel tired all the time like I used to. My food stuff isn't as bad. Like I feel like that's still going strong, but not as bad. Like I don't get super sick with the strong smells like I used to, but anyways, it's all good. So yeah, baby is healthy and that's wonderful. Baby has been healthy the whole pregnancy, which is wonderful. And baby is growing like correctly, like everything's just working out well. Baby's doing well. I am praying every day for baby to do well, and the Lord is hearing my prayer and he is answering it, which I'm so grateful for. And yeah, I love it. I love that I'm pregnant. I can't wait to not be pregnant anymore and I have a baby in my arms, but until then, I will just enjoy being pregnant. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that if you're watching it because you're on your own pregnancy journey, or you're wondering about different symptoms you've been having, hopefully this helped you in some way. Hopefully it made you feel like, oh, relatable in some way. If you're watching this just to watch my experience and see how it is, or to support me, I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the love and support you give. You are wonderful people, and I am very grateful for all of you who watch these videos. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, give it the thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I'm definitely going to be posting more baby videos. That's probably where my videos will be focused more these days, but I'll still pop in other videos in there too, because that's not going to be my whole channel, but it's just a lifestyle channel, and currently this is my lifestyle, so this is what I will show you. But anyways, have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching and for being here and supporting, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful week. Bye!